Hello again, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. That's a 12 by 16 inch canvas. This is some Artist Loft White paint with GAC 800 and regular American Floetrol in it. Just because I want a white base layer. This is my OXO Omelette Turning Flip and Fold spatula. I'm going to try and make it cover really fast. Then I'm going to use some other white, some Amsterdam White that's $40 for 1,000 mils. So that's why I'm not using that to begin with. I'm just not a good paint pourer because pouring paint away is against my personal philosophy. I'd like to find a way to spread paint, make it go the distance, but pouring it away is bad for my soul. I know I must be missing out on a whole lot of fun, but I find fun where I find it. Anyway, so now what I want to do is use my palette knives or my spatulas or whatever I have, and I want to test out 3 different blacks. I want to test out the Australian Floetrol in Amsterdam Black. I want to test out the Amsterdam Black with regular Floetrol and GAC 800. And I have some Meeden Black, which is also mixed with Floetrol and GAC 800. And there's, between the GAC 800 and the Floetrol, any marks you see on the canvas will probably disappear. I'm going to wipe off that spatula, give myself permission to play, as long as it'll open. So this is my, yes, it's spinning again. Rather inconvenient. This is my Amsterdam White. Which I'm just going to freely dose my canvas with and then tip it a little bit to move it around. And I could spread it, but I don't want to this time. I could also probably, if I look, find a marble, maybe. And after I do my cells, I've got all kinds of mark making tools too, including chain and some cut up little cottage cheese lids. Anyway, this is good for now, and we're going to start with the cell activator just to see what's going on. And I've got a few choices, but it's only a 12 by 16 inch canvas, so I'm going to try and restrain myself and go a little small. Now I want to go, so it's a right hand edge. I should probably try while I'm here. Wow, that's not coming up quickly. Maybe it's not open all the way. I should probably also try putting some cell activator right on the canvas. And because the paint is in puddles, it will probably move if I tip it. And I can always add more paint afterwards. I could even add black paint afterwards. That might be kind of cool. So I'll move that turntable stop out of the way. And then we're going to move on and try some of the Meeden Black. I kind of want a longer palette knife. Come on out. Now Meeden Black with a little bit of water mixed in has always had the capacity to sell. So that's what I was using before I finally got myself some Australian Floetrol. And I'll be really interested to see if that works. And if it doesn't, and I just get a black patch, because it is the blackest black I know of, I can always go over it with some white cell activator and see what happens. So that's not doing much yet. It's breaking up a little bit, but it's tiny. So far, it's all about the Australian Floetrol cell activator, which is what we would have naturally imagined anyway. But we're going to try the Amsterdam just because. And like I said, this is Amsterdam Black with regular Floetrol, just because we all want to know. That's my story, and I'm saying there's a lot more than I anticipated there. Let's put some of that over here. Do that experiment I was talking about with just putting it on the canvas. just take... I don't want to take away my option to do some more cell activator that's Australian cell activator. And if I move my white puddles, that'll be the end of that option. So I'm going to wipe that off. Obviously, that answered my questions. I don't know about anybody else's. But we'll see what happens if I go over the black. Let's make sure this is all the way open. I want to go with a bigger palette knife. I got to. Stop turning, turntable. It seems like the wrong thing to ask a turntable. Yes, I got a drop. Which means I'm going to probably go from over here. Now this would be a perfect time to do some marble. I am wiping my palette knife off on the corner of the canvas, and it might or might not be a good idea. So you shouldn't do that. You should wipe it off someplace safe. Probably not on the canvas. So I like that very much. I want to take my straw. And break up that end. I have chain, and I think I'm going to use some just because it's such a neat idea right now. Oh, I've actually got some cells. They're not very impressive though. I like chain, it gives it dimensionality. So I'm just basically breaking up the shapes I've got and trying to leave a little negative space. I'm going to flip that over right now. Throw that in the bucket because I've got more chain standing by. And do I want to use the same palette knife? Good question. No, I'm going to go back to the original one, but I'm going to wipe it off first. I wanted to use some gold too, but I don't think that this is the time to do that. So one little line. And I've got more paint. I've got a sweater fuzz too. I see it and it's got to go. I saw it and it was supposed to go. There, I got it. I got it. I really did. I wasn't sure I was going to. I want to wipe that off again. And I could do anything I wanted. I could add colors to this tomorrow if I wanted to. I'm really inclined to grab... Stop turning, please. I've got a little tiny palette knife. And anywhere that I've got some paint that I can move, just drag that through. And my residuals, this is looking pretty neat. I'm wondering if maybe it would be fun to take a bamboo skewer and find out what it's like if I could wreck some things. After all, why not? I want to grab that little tiny palette knife I'm talking about all the time. And it is tiny too, because I've got this spot over here and some in here. I've just got all kinds of opportunities. And I don't know who's on the answering machine or why it's playing now, but oh well. I'm going to try and use my residuals. I wish there was some more paint over here. I think I'm just going to fake it out. Which kind of worked. I love black and white, so if you wonder, I don't do more of it because I don't know why, because I'm going to wipe that off and I'm going to keep playing until I get bored, which basically never happens, so sometimes I could go too far. I know, I'm just rambling. As long as it's the Australian Floetrol, it's going to keep working. That'll teach me to remind whoever's listening in the other room that I'm recording, and I didn't tell him this time, so it's not his fault, he did something else. So far so good. I'm just trying to take my time. And I'm kind of feeling like I might be almost done because I like the composition. And it's just me playing in paint. And I could still do other things like with a straw. I like making spirals with a straw too. Like so. Pretty cool, actually. So I've got more black paint and I could dribble it around if I was of a mind to, but I don't think I am. But I do kind of like the idea of putting marks in. And it might be fun, you know, if you do one of these things, it might be fun to come back the next day and put gold in or silver in, or a color. I've got this one section left of white paint. I don't think it's so heavy since there is GAC 800 in it and Floetrol that it won't. I think it'll settle down and flatten out, and that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Do I want any more? I kind of do. I kind of want to take it and put it right on the places where there's no puddles. Let's try that like this. Even if it came out just black, it would be okay. Let's take the extra paint off. I like that. Take the extra paint off. Sometimes the stranger the marks, the happier they make me. Just the added texture is cool. I got one more place I want to put some black. Oh, and I see something that does not belong that needs to go away. Definitely gotta go. Oopsie. Came right with me. Alright, that's an idea I hadn't thought of, that I could put in a bloom style dollop. And that's kind of cool. I don't mind that a bit. I haven't done a really good black and white in quite a while. It does beg the question whether I might want to use some of that Meeden Black just to add some lines. I kind of do, as you can tell. It might dendrite. Try and camouflage that spot where the little acetate card fell in. Not sure about any of that. I don't mind that as much. I want some more black. I think I'm going to steal some paint. I had a feeling that was coming. Well, there's nothing to shimmer, so I'm not going to bother, but I could do a close-up. And I've got like all of a minute left before my camera shuts off. Let that go right over the edge. I kind of want some dots, to tell you the truth. I have black paint. And just a few will be enough, I have a feeling. Kind of want to blow that out right there. There, cool. Be nice if my turntable didn't turn. That was fun. Thank you for joining me. Please join me again. I post at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time most days. And it feels weird not to be shining a flashlight. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my experiment. My Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links are all on my Linktree along with my 2 websites. Couldn't make up my mind. Community board, we'll show you tomorrow's video. Questions are welcome and encouraged. Thank you to the patrons, the Patreons, and the membership. You guys are keeping me here painting and bringing tutorials to people on YouTube. So thank you also to those of you who donate through PayPal. It all adds up to something so that I can buy some GAC 800 or some whatever canvases. I need stuff. Hello again. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida. This may be part 2 of of a black on white and a white on black, but this is another 12 by 16 inch canvas. And I'm going to use my Meeden Black paint. hope that's my Meeden Black paint. It might be house paint. If it were Meeden, it would cover well. But I think this is my Meeden. Never mind. We're going to use both. No wonder it didn't cover on the edges very well. So let's just pretend that didn't happen. And this is happening. And I don't mind having a heavier layer in the background. And if this doesn't work out, it either won't get shown or it'll be background for something else tomorrow. So you can't see the difference between those two paint colors, but I can. One is much grayer. I know the Meeden is the blackest black. It's on my Amazon link if you ever want it. I'm hoping to mix them together on the canvas. I'm also figuring that I'm going to use Amsterdam with regular Floetrol and GAC 800 over the top of it, so it doesn't really matter since it's a black and white anyway. That's funny. It was handy. It was just right there. Same size bottle. I don't have them marked. One I keep a upholstery tack in the top. That's the Meeden, and the other one I don't. And I thought maybe I'd just taken the top out. This is going to be interesting, at the very least, and I can do all the same things I just did with a skewer, and maybe a piece of chain, and definitely a palette knife. I want to make sure that's as mixed as I can make it, so it's not too streaky. And it actually mixed up fairly well, so I'm happy about that. And the fact that I did my edges with the wrong paint doesn't really matter, because I'll go back and hit them again if I need to, and I probably will. So I'm going to get rid of that right now and use my Amsterdam Black. I might use some Amsterdam White. Yes. I need to use black on black. Wow. Severe brain cramp today. So I have to randomly make some marks that I'm then going to push around with my palette knife. And I'd like to spread them out a little more than I did in the last piece, because I didn't spread them very far. And anywhere there's the heaviness of this paint, although now my edges are definitely, yeah, spreading it out is a good idea. And I do want, like I said, very random marks. Looks like I could also use a torch to take some bubbles out. So, even though my torch is about to run out, I bet there's enough left in it. It's been going for about 8 months, which is why I don't use butane. So if you ever want to know about propane, it's $5 a canister, and the torch head is where the money is. It was like $50 from Art Resin. Okay, so I've got Amsterdam White, and I'm going to start by using my smallest stainless steel palette knife, figuring I can always put black in. Where do I want to start though? Being that there's black underneath, I know I can scrape through down to the bottom. I want to make sure there's enough contrast in the white, and I might be tempted boy, I really want to use some gold in this. I'm going to scrape that off because it's mostly black anyway. And it's a good, in itself is a good experiment to see if it will sell. I'm going to wipe that off after I get as much paint off as possible. Well, that's very cool. I like that. So let me grab the same exact tools I had in my last painting. And this is the same length as the one I just used, so we'll start with something else. Ooh, that was a lot. But for some reason, I'm kind of freaked out that I might not have enough white. Which begs me to maybe go over the parts that don't have as much Amsterdam Black on them. But that being said, it's an experiment that whose time has come. And I gotta say, I didn't have maybe the most absolute faith in the Amsterdam White to sell, but it's doing a good job. And I'm gonna try some of this right here on a spot where there isn't a puddle. I kind of want to use a different tool, but chances are I'll want to go back in and do mark making. But I'm not 100% sure about that either. I'm not really sure about anything right now because this is the first time I've really made a special point. Hopefully my head isn't in the way of everything. I kind of want to take a 16 by 20 inch canvas and paint it half black and half white and then come back later. I really miss the gold. I think gold would be fantastic in here. Maybe I should just give in. I'm having a good time though. It's definitely different cells. Way. Okay, I'm going to try and force myself to use the smallest palette knife and see what happens with that. Because we got to know. Inquiring minds want to know. And of course, in the painting before this one, if you haven't just seen it, I tried to use other colors as cell activators other than the black with the Australian Floetrol, and they really didn't work, but they did wind up being nice and contrasty. I've got so much paint left here, and I kind of want to tip just to see. What moves and how it moves and whether I like the design or not. And of course this is still like I was talking about the other painting, it could still become a background for something and add colors to it the next day. And I'm even thinking now, if I don't get enough drama going on, I could probably start over and put gold in here. I think I have a lot more black than I needed. I could have used less. That's my assessment at this point. I'm going to try and put it right in the black, which I haven't done. I put a dollop of it into the less coated place. It was just Meeden. There's always like a second stroke, second swipe available, and a lot of people don't know that. I didn't know it. There's a third one. I really kind of think it would be fun to do this in one stage and then come back and do it the next day. You know what I did in the last one I didn't do in this one yet, which is blow things around. And I don't think I have any white. You know what I do? I have some white. If I can grab it, I have Primary Element Vivid Intense from Color Art. If it'll come out. Maybe I should check the tip. No, it looks like it should come out, but there's probably a marble plugging the way. Come on, there we go, I got something. Yeah, I think I like having some solid color in there. I thought I was going to make a pair. But that doesn't seem like, they don't seem like like they're mates. But that doesn't really matter yet, because I'm not done either. I don't know how far I want to go, to tell you the truth. I kind of want to go a little further. But I'm still missing the gold. I could do a third one, I suppose. Maybe that would go with the first one. There, I don't mind that. I was going to hope there was some more in there. But I think what I can do is steal some of this paint, put it right up there, because I'm going to get a cloudy area. Probably just put a skewer in there if I need to. And wipe that off. I got a lot of paint to move. I'm surprised. Maybe a slightly larger palette knife. I don't feel like I have nearly enough white. But I was afraid of that anyway, so maybe that's on me. Let's take a little bit of the Amsterdam, just because I can. Without dropping the lid in the painting, maybe. Wow, that was like 300% more than I anticipated. We'll work with it. No matter what it is, we'll work with it. It still reminds me of rocks. Agate, something, I'm not sure. I'm surprised how far the leftover paint on the spatula goes. Now it's time, I think, to contemplate maybe some skewer action, maybe a little more. Come on out. Out you come. Why are you not? Because you... There we go. Try not to drag the skewer through the painting. Oops. Now stop short. If I want to spiral, I got to stop short of my center. And even though I'm using the dull end of the skewer, it's still catching on the canvas. So I still recommend, if you've got skewers, save the ones with the paintballs on them, Alright, that's not bothering me. If I had some white paint to dip into, I probably would. Let me see if stealing it is an option. Doesn't have to be a big tip. There's a nice little set of spirals right there. Yeah, I regret having used that skewer. I'm going to put a little white in if I can. It's not easy though, especially if I keep closing the darn thing. Let's see if I can squeeze it out anywhere else. There, I got some. That was challenging. Let me see if I can find a different skewer. Now the white may sink. But I think I need the contrast. If I know I dip it into some black, I need to get that black off. And I really can't, where the black is deepest, I shouldn't expect to even try and get anything to stay. But I'm liking what I'm getting even more. Should have known I could use up all of my time. So if you go to my Amazon link, keep your eye out for the OXO Omelette Turning Flip and Fold Spatula that I used at the beginning. My 2 books are there because I can in Unlimited Possibilities. I do like this. It's not beyond the realm of possibilities that I would still think about coming back and adding colors. And I should definitely attempt to zoom in. It's very organic, that's for sure. I'm going to take my little bit of paint. As long as it's heavy enough, I know I can get it to do something. Where do I want that? I don't want that anywhere. Alright, I love you guys. I hope you come again. I told you when I post, it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think the eye moves around. The composition is okay. I still think I'd like gold, but that might be a whole nother experiment. You guys take care of each other, take care of yourselves. My email address is easpb and the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com. I do sell my artwork and I give classes at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. And I'm probably going to put one more dot down so there aren't 4 there. I need that to be... That's not helping. Well, there will be 5 when you see it again. If I can't get this to work. Which I'm not. Y'all take care of each other, take care of yourselves. I'm going to say goodbye for now. That's pretty cool. Maybe they are a pair. Who knows? We'll have to look at them together to find out. Thank you again to my Patreons and my patrons and my PayPal donators. And my membership has over 200 members, library videos in it.